I am going to admit I have been a little bit stupid. Welcome back, everyone, to the Hardcore Create mod. Episode 6, I believe now, which is honestly quite impressive by my standards. But yeah, I've been stupid. And I'll explain what I mean by that in like a couple minutes or something. But firstly, if you have been watching the series, you might notice that this is new. You also might notice that I haven't got my shaders on right now. That's because it looks like this when I stand around here. Yeah, it's a little bit smoother when I don't have them on over here. But this is our brand new iron farm. And you might be thinking, well, wasn't that our iron farm over there? And, well, yeah, you're correct, it was. Keyword is was, because essentially I have ripped apart the contraption over here. As you can see, I didn't take apart all of it because I'm lazy. And we have now made a brand new version, which is, first of all, a lot more condensed. Basically, there's water here, there's lava up above, it creates the stone here right in front of the drills, which immediately goes into the millstones. And same thing as always, millstones spit out gravel, the gravel then gets washed, and we end up with a bunch of iron nuggets in our chest. That is quite a lot. However, I did this because I'm an idiot. I just see a creeper. I either saw a creeper or a really bright leaf. I think it was a bright leaf. But yeah, so theoretically, this system is around like, probably twice, maybe 2.5 times as efficient. However, I say theoretically because it's not. Because basically, as you can see, whenever we look up here, there is actually a bunch of cobblestone currently left over. That is because these little conveyor belts and stuff, they are overloaded. Essentially, this is not loading on enough gravel in time for these to finish like grinding their next bit and spit it out. So really the fix for that is to add more conveyor belts. I just can't be bothered to. And the reason why this is so laggy is because we have over doubled the number of water wheels in this thing. There's 2 here, there's 4 there, there is another one over there, and a final one over here. And a lot of them are multiplying their speed. So as you can see, this is 2 times the speed, 4 times the speed, 8 times the speed on the fan. And the conveyor belts are like 2 times and 4 times speed, and I think this is like, that's 2 times speed, and then this is 4 times. Because essentially every single time there's a large cog connected to a small cog, it doubles the speed. Create mod stuff we all know about. But anyway, why am I an idiot? Well, it is because I created this system because I realized I needed a lot of andesite alloy. About 7 stacks. Meaning that I would need around 14 stacks of iron nuggets. And I thought that we needed that much andesite alloy because of the system that we made last episode. What the heck? What? You dug a hole through my floor. What the heck was that for? Ow. This is the system that we created last episode, and it's dug a hole in my floor. Also, yes, we've got the shaders back on, because it's much less laggy over here. This system was our basic tree farm, and as you can see, I did steal some of the drills. They're now relocated to the stone farm over there. Sorry, iron farm, not stone farm. And, yeah, I don't know how it's dug a hole in my floor, because the piston isn't even long enough to do that. So, thanks, game. I'm gonna assume the resources are... Okay, the resources are still here. Like, look! You stop there. You physically can't reach the floor. I'm going to assume that is because of a glitch I have seen sometimes. Occasionally, when I load into the chunks, I see that this thing has extended past where it goes. And I think it's because basically the game is just having to catch up with where it is. So it occasionally just extends further than it's supposed to go. Like, I've seen it go above the entire, like, contraption before. But even still, my floor... But anyway, so I thought that I needed a bunch of andesite alloy because I wanted to expand this tree farm to fit mangrove wood. Which, to expand it to the size that it could tear down a mangrove tree, it would need 169 drills, which is what would require roughly that, like, 7 stacks of andesite alloy. So, you know, off camera, I was like, okay, let's expand that iron farm so that I can get the stuff to make andesite alloy. And I am not kidding when I say that 2 hours after I finished that farm, I got this comment which explained that I didn't need to use drills. Because, well, it just turns out that apparently a mechanical saw exists or something. There it is, mechanical saw. And those things, if they cut down a tree, they destroy the entire tree, rather than my system, which just plows a drill through the top of it. I could have just used a single saw. That is what I mean by I'm an idiot, because I really just invested so many resources into a bunch of drills when I could have just used one saw. But, you know, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna completely tear down this system, and we're gonna build something that actually works, along with a different little system, which is what we're actually going to work on first, because you may have noticed, I am desperately low on food. Like, I am down to a single cooked salmon and 8 apples. And I know I am trying to do this, like, world in a Western sort of style and stuff, but I feel like I should not be eating like a peasant, especially since peasants aren't Western. So the first thing that I want to do is actually make a little food farm. And the thing is, I'm not going to go into the most detail about this because I have to admit, it's not my own design. I am taking this concept from the wonderful Chespy Cash, who you may recognize from the Lotus SMP, because in his recent video on the Battlecraft SMP, he made a wheat farm. And it turns out that farm is insanely efficient and incredibly easy to make. So I am going to copy it because I need food. So we're kind of in a race against time here to get this done before I starve to death. So what do we need? Well, we need mechanical harvesters, which need andesite. I have left all of the iron nuggets over there. I showed you how there were like 18 stacks in there and I didn't even take one. Okay, but anyway, so I need some mechanical harvesters. I also need some linear chassis, I believe. And I need something which I think is not a windmill bearing, a mechanical bearing. This. That is really easy to make. Let's go get this done and I'll show you how it works. I wonder, can you waterlog it? You can. And I believe we are done. So this is a very easy little farm, which I saw in Chespy's video. I don't know if he designed this version specifically, because I know that he took inspiration from someone else's design. But yeah, this is honestly like it. This is a farm. And this actually uses the exact same system which I intend on using for our design later, I think. For the tree farm, that is. So yeah, as you can see, it's not that complex of a contraption. Now, I think I'm gonna stop replanting the stuff over here and actually start planting it over here. And this is definitely lagging my game a little. So I am worried that, like, within the next few episodes, probably, shaders might have to go. Because, I don't know, as much as I love them, you know, it's a little inconvenient sometimes. But for now, it's usable. So how does this farm work? Well, essentially, we have this little contraption which is glued together. That is right, I have finally used glue, which is something that I knew I was going to need eventually. I just didn't really know when. So yeah, I thought I was going to use the linear chassis blocks like up there and stuff, but actually it didn't want to work with the chest and stuff, which, like, I knew why, I just didn't exactly fancy the look of the design if I did make it work, because it would have meant that I would have needed to put a back bit on this, which I didn't want to do. So instead, I just turned it into oak blocks and I actually used glue for once. Oh, Oh, we just saw it work. But that is how the system works. So basically, these little harvesting things here, they will only harvest a crop if it is fully grown. And I'm pretty sure that they actually replant it. Yeah, it looks like they did. That is really cool and way faster than any sort of system that you can get in the vanilla game. But yeah, so basically, this thing is just spinning around constantly, and as the crops grow, these do not affect them. But as soon as a crop is fully grown, so I don't know, maybe we should like sit and stare at this one because it might in a second, suddenly it can be broken by these things. So it will come around, it will cut the crop down and apparently replant it, which I wasn't entirely sure it would do. And then we have this little thing here, which I keep forgetting the name of. It's like a portable storage interface. There we go. And actually, we have used one of these before. There is one of them right here on our old tree farm. But what it does is, as it goes round, if there's any items in the chest connected to it, it will stop the contraption, connect with another one, and transfer the items across. Now, it doesn't seem to work with barrels, which I originally tried over there, because, like, it just didn't seem to work when I had a barrel connected to that one, which is why it's got that, like, weird little kelp thing. However, it does seem to work with chests, so basically, every time it comes around and it's okay, it's not actually dropping anything off. I built up a lot of hype only for that to not work. Do I really have to always use one of those? Because let me guess, like, it's probably in this chest. Oh, look, it's in that chest. Do I always have to use one of these things? The bloody, like, andesite funnel? Okay, right, hold on. So if I break that and I put that there, what we should see is this is gonna drag all of the items and spit them out. Okay, well, it spits out one. I think that's because these won't do anything unless the original item is removed. Yeah, like this. Okay. How do I get you to go straight into a chest? I might go and take a look at Chespy's video, because I'm pretty sure he didn't use a hopper. Oh yeah, and the important thing with this is basically this bearing is set with a setting where basically these do not become solid blocks unless that bearing is broken. I think that's what it means. So basically, unless the connection to these blocks is broken, these are never gonna turn into solid blocks, which means it will not destroy any of the farm. Because if this stops and it becomes solid blocks, some of the crops are gonna get destroyed. But yeah, that's how this works, and essentially, we can just leave this running forever. Now, I need to sleep and also find out how to get this to directly transfer into a chest, because, like, you're pulling out of one, but you're not pushing into one? I don't quite understand why. Okay, right. Turns out Chespy uses a wonderful thing called a chute, which we actually use to make this. Okay, that is easy enough to get. Also, fun fact, you're actually on a different recording now because my recording software crashed as soon as I went into the house because I ran out of space. So I just deleted 50 gigabytes. I don't have any iron over here. Okay, right, that needs to go there. Let's quickly just speed this up. Yeah, I got a hand crank because I was tired of waiting for this thing to move at its little snail pace. Right, I need to go and make a stop off over at there. Gotta go and grab some more iron and perhaps my bed, which I've left over there. Oh, what a nice day over here. Oh, God, my frames. You know, it's fine if I look the other way. Oh, I left my bed. I can't be bothered to grab it. That decision could kill me. You know, leaving my bed somewhere is really dangerous because I don't want to be caught out at night. Right, okay, so if I swap this little system out, we put a chest here, we put a chute on top, and I think now that works. Let's just try it. Let's just chuck some linear chassis in there. And what we should see is, yep, there we go. So that's how it works. Oh, wow, that deposits quickly. But anyway, so we can now actually leave that system running. There is some more wheat for us to go and plant over there. Yeah, we can now basically just leave this system running and we're gonna have an infinite wheat supply. I mean, obviously we could set it up to automatically craft and stuff, but like there's not much point in that. That would be a lot more create mod stuff to save a tiny bit of time just putting some wheat in the crafting table. But anyway, on to what my main goal for this episode has actually been. Despite the fact that it's now been like 45 minutes doing this, we're gonna improve our tree farm, which means this is going. Look, I was proud of it. but it sucks. It is so stupidly inefficient. It did not need to be made like this. I have to take it down, which sucks, but you know, we get my drills back at least. You know, I'm sure 20 drills will come in useful in future, trust me. So I think the best way to do this is honestly gonna be to break that, because now what we should see is this system should not pull itself back up. We are also going to depower the water wheels. There we go, just like that. We're also actually going to break the water wheels so that they stop lagging me. Oh, look at how buttery smooth that is now. Water wheels are the bane of my existence. I love them in real life. They're really cool, but like, oh my gosh, they kill my game. Right, okay, and last time I was on this thing, I almost fell to my death, so let's not do that again. Right, but okay, let's just tear this system apart. I loved you, my wonderful contraption, but like, I'm sorry, your time is over. You're no longer needed. This is precarious. Am I standing above water? I am, okay. Let's just break all of this apart. The cog needs to go as well. Half of this is probably gonna go to the bottom of that water can. Oh no! I didn't want to break that block yet, and that is why I made sure I was standing above water. Right, okay, so break that bit there. You know, I love how every single episode... What the hell was that? I love how in the past few episodes, like basically every single one, I have just torn stuff down here. We keep building stuff here and then removing it in the next episode. It's brilliant and so horribly inefficient. It does kind of feel sad tearing this thing apart. It was very good. I mean, it wasn't good, but like it was good to me. And it did almost kill me. But you know, we can ignore that. Any expensive materials down here? Nope. And with that... it's gone. But hey, we're gonna make a better one. So there's nothing to be worried about, apart from my severe lack of food. Okay, but before we do this, we need to do a little experimenting. So I was told that the thing that I need is a mechanical saw. And apparently, if this cuts down a tree, it removes the entire tree. So upward-facing mechanical saw can process a bunch of stuff. So this is how we can turn stuff into different materials. Processed item always moves against the rotational input. Okay. Saws work in line with mechanical belts. That is good. And you can set the ideal item. Okay. Cutting trees with mechanical saws. Right. Okay. Saw will cut the trees directly in front of it. Oh, it does remove the entire thing. Why did I never look at this? Saw has to break the last block connecting it to the ground. Okay. Using mechanical saws on contraptions. Right. This is what I was wondering. We can either make it rotate or stick it on a piston. Both have their advantages and disadvantages with that. Okay, and it doesn't give any more information. Now, the thing that I find interesting with that is it seemed to specify connecting to the ground, which obviously does make sense. I'm just kind of thinking about it. Right, I need to go and get my bloody little... I should just bring that down here. Like, at this point, I am wandering up and down this hill 5 times a day. I should just bring it down here. I don't even come up here to sleep normally, because there's a bed by every single one of my projects. You spin me right around, baby, right around like a record. Copyright. But anyway, so because of its specification about the last block connecting it to the ground, it just kind of makes me wonder, what if it's actually the block just above it? Also, that is... you're not getting picked up. Okay, you know what? I'm willing to ignore that. I mean, you're what? You're gonna be 4 little blocks total? That's not worth the concern. Slowly filling this up throughout the episode, though. In fact, look, it's even got stuff for us. Oh, oops. So look, this is actually our first loaf of bread made entirely from that farm. Anyway, though, right, I need a sapling and some bone meal. And we're gonna grind up some calcite. It was there again. Got a ghost contraption in my world. Right, okay, so this is my test. If I have a mechanical saw sideways into this block, what will happen? Okay, it does actually break the rest of it. Okay. I wonder, does it do it for placed sort of stuff as well? Or does this work differently? No, it does still break it. Interesting. Second question, does it hurt to... Why is that not powered? Second question, does it hurt to stand on? Ah, okay, it does, it does. There's no animated texture on it? Okay, so it does hurt to get touched by. That puts me in an interesting situation. How do I plant trees and not die? Because, like, I don't want to get hit by a moving saw. So, how can I do this? I have a question. How does the deployer work? Deployers can place blocks. Can it plant a sapling? Hold on a second. I think I've worked this out. Maybe. I think I've got it. I worked out. I was wondering if a deployer did this, and I think it does. Wait, hold on, though. Oh, no. Wait. I think I had a concern with deployers, though. Don't they require... They require brass. And brass requires stuff. Brass require... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't. I can't get that. There's no way. Oh, no. Some of you may know why I'm concerned. That's the only way I can get brass. Is a tree farm worth dying for? Okay. So we've got an issue. To have a system to automatically plant a sapling, and probably to automatically bone meal it, I would need a deployer, which requires a brass hand. And obviously a brass hand requires brass. Now what's the problem with that? Well, it's how you get brass. Because, you know, the only way you can actually make brass that doesn't just already require you having brass is with this. Now, this thing down here is a blaze burner. And it doesn't tell you how to get a blaze burner. But I guessed this a long time ago, and someone confirmed it to me in the comments. I would have to capture a blaze. Now, my issue with that is... I have rarely survived in the Nether. And of course, this is hardcore. I don't want to risk my world in episode, like, 5 or 6. But I might have to. And at the end of the day, a blaze burner will be incredibly useful. And I mean, I have to get you eventually. Do I really want to get you now? A tree farm will be incredibly difficult and or dangerous to make without a blaze burner, because otherwise I have to stand in front of a moving saw, which feels a little dangerous. But to get the stuff to not stand in front of a moving saw, I have to risk death a completely different way, by going to the Nether. This is an interesting predicament. I've tried my hardest in this world to avoid death at all costs. You know, I go to sleep whenever the sun sets, as soon as it sets. I light up a lot of the areas that I build in to make sure nothing can spawn. If I get even the slightest bit nervous about mobs being around or something being dangerous, I just avoid it or I go and check. I've kind of known for like a good long while that I would need to go to the Nether eventually. And I mean, if I do, then, like, great. It's a brilliant achievement and stuff. Like, woohoo, I would have survived. It would have been something that I have not really done too much in hardcore. It could also mean the end of the world again. And the end of a world that I honestly really like this time. But at the end of the day, if I don't go, then we're cutting ourselves off from a lot. But it's not really about the tree farm at this point. It's more about, you know, actually progressing in the world. You know, I kind of assumed I would be a lot more prepared to go when I did finally travel there, but I guess you kind of got to take risks, and you can't be prepared for everything, so might as well take the leap.